amazing. I wanted to know what you looked like.
Right.
I was like, I gotta hit this girl up. I gotta meet the person who started this because it is my new favorite product. It is so freaking delicious.
Oh, thank you so much.
It makes me feel good.
Yeah, right.
It really does. So you're live here in the flesh. This is so cool. So do you live in Chicago?
I do, yeah. I'm just over in Logan Square.
Okay. I like that area.
Yeah, and then we have our production facility down on the south side. So it's kind of around 47th and Ashland, back of the yards. There's a building called The Plant. Have you ever heard of that? Cool old meatpacking warehouse that was converted into more of a sustainable food incubator. So it's been years and years of renovations, but now the goal is to really have like a closed loop system. So everyone tries to work with each other's resources and waste materials. You know, we're all composting, there's aquaponics, hydroponics throughout the building. So yeah, it's a really cool spot. They do tours on Saturday if you ever can get down there.
So tell us the story leading up to that, to where you were like, this is the moment. I'm gonna start making this. I'm gonna push it out there.
Yeah. So really, it started a little ways back. So right out of college, I was working in consulting for about 5 years. And during that time was doing a ton of traveling and was feeling just a little bit unhealthy. And I got really interested in yoga. So I negotiated a sabbatical where I went to live in India for about 2.5 months on an ashram studying yoga and meditation. And during that time, as you relate yoga, the mind-body connection, you start to realize everything affects your overall well-being, not just your physical practice. So I started kind of thinking about my diet and alternative therapies in that realm. And so I wound up coming back, kept working in consulting, and felt the itch again. So I negotiated another sabbatical, went back to India, did the same thing. And then on the back end of that trip, I went down to Bali in India. Because I knew that there was also this really big wellness scene there. So I kind of looked to stay on a little health retreat. And I did a 2-week raw food cleanse, essentially.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was amazing. I was really only eating like fresh fruits and vegetables and juices. And after those 2 weeks, my body had completely healed itself of both asthma and allergies, which was something that I suffered from since a child. And every doctor just said, this is how you were born, and here's the medication for the rest of your life. No one ever asked what my diet was. So that was never a consideration. So when I realized after 2 weeks of just changing my diet, how rapid that healing was, how whole that healing was, and how cost effective that healing was, I really started to see some other things at play and almost felt like I had been lied to, that I was on all these medications and really didn't need to be. So I kind of took that learning and came home and negotiated a part-time schedule and put myself back to school through nutrition. And I wound up building a private health coaching practice where, I was working one-on-one with people and helping them kind of adopt more whole foods into their diet to heal similar issues. And I did that. I wound up moving back to Bali. So I lived there for about a year when I was doing that health coaching work. And it was amazing. And while I was over there is when I discovered this ingredient, young coconut meat, which we're not really using here. I didn't know what it was. Yeah. And it comes from the green coconuts that give you coconut water. And they were using it abroad in all different ways. They were spiralizing it into noodles, they were blending it into smoothies, sauces, all these different things. And so it kind of planted this seed in my head for whatever reason. And then I wound up coming back to Chicago and felt like at that time, if I'm not living the dream in Bali, I love this health coaching work, but it felt like I had this truth, this really powerful that I wanted everyone to know, and it felt like just my one-on-one time might not be enough. It wasn't enough of an impact. So I thought creating a product, something that could go a lot farther and wider than I ever could with a similar message, could really help develop a platform that then we could speak to more of this education to a larger audience. So I got together with my friend who's a raw food chef who also lived in Bali for a while, And we created these recipes using that young coconut meat, and really with the intention of targeting the most dairy and sugar laden category that there was of ice cream, and feeling like really no one was doing it in a way that was offering added health benefits. Everyone was just really focused on making it less bad for you, and no one was taking that next step to actually have ingredients that were health promoting. So that was the goal, and really kind of the mission behind why it was started.
That is freaking incredible. You just spat some gold right there. Like, you went in so amazing. Like, to start something, to take it further than you think you could, and really energize that and let it roam free, build that platform, speak to the people, and take this idea, this amazing idea, to fruition.
I mean, I really felt, honestly, growing up with such severe asthma, like when that went away, I feel like more oxygen went to my brain, and it was like, now I can do anything. I felt like I had more energy, more brain power, and it really spoke to the, just the idea that if we can remove the distractions from our body, like, we can really focus on what really matters. And I feel like that really happened in my life.
Heck yeah. That is, you like are preaching right now. Remove the distractions from our bodies. I mean, that just inherently removes distractions all around your life. It starts inside.
Yeah.
That was
realize how much we suffer on a daily basis, and we don't.
I know. That's why I'm on a mission to keep healing. Like, and more so tapping into the healing power that one has within themselves.
Right. It's so innate, and we just have to like support our bodies in that natural process.
Yeah. Dang. So, okay, you're pretty amazing. I really like you a lot because I love your energy. It's like amazing, and what you're saying is just, it's a home run. Like, I am super inspired right now because you reached the level, especially speaking on the health coaching. Like, I understand and comprehend what that really takes, and to really get to that root of that impact. Like, I've hit a ceiling with that as well. Like, man, this is amazing. Man, life is freaking good. I got everything I need, really, but I want that next level of like impact for what I'm doing to really mean something, to drive change. And drive change that's going to actually alter behavior. These things that we've been ingrained with since young, right? We were eating all this stuff. Like, the asthma was the side of like inflammation, taken to the fullest, and then just reducing that, right?
Yeah.
It's been amazing.
It's crazy. I mean, it was such a profound revelation to realize that I wasn't born with any of these conditions, and I was literally making myself so sick for 25 years just because of the food I was choosing to eat. And it wasn't even a choice. I don't even think I was choosing. I was just into that. Yeah. Then we turn the lens around. You turn the lens around back on you. You're like, I'm gonna freaking negotiate the sabbatical that I'm taking for me, right? And I'm gonna go double down on that. So you went there to India, did all that good stuff. You came back and you're like, I need to go back one more time because you left some things on the table there, right? Yeah, it's crazy. The social conditioning really, like, I felt all these profound things, but this is something I don't admit to a lot of people, but I honestly remember sitting abroad in India and saying to my friend, all I want to do is go home and be a yoga teacher, but I'm afraid that when I introduce myself and tell people what I do, they won't know how smart I am. And like, what is that mentality? That was just something that was so built in. It took so much shedding of all of these thoughts, a whole nother year working in consulting before I went abroad again. That really did it the second time. But it is crazy how long it takes to kind of break free of a lot of those things. Oh
my gosh, you just hit it out the park again. Again, what I felt when I started as a personal trainer back in 2014. Yeah. Like, it was almost like hidden, because being a personal trainer as a career, what is that? Right?
Yeah.
And what it is, it's so fulfilling. It's so rewarding. I live an incredible life. I get to do what I want, literally, and continue to grow every part of my life, right? It's the uncovering, and that was like the start of me, right? Mm-hmm. When I started with that was just like the beginning of me, right?
Right.
And I started to level up the health coaching. Again, these are just layers we're continuing to uncover, peel back, continue to include all of these good things that we're doing and then sharing in that. I'm in that process of sharing it right now.
Yeah, it's so amazing. Yeah, and to build a community around that is so special.
Yep. So let's get back to that product, right? Because we gotta like continue to push this out there. This is my intention for this episode anyways. It's to draw awareness to Sacred Serve. You can find it over at Whole Foods, which blows my mind. I would love to like lean into that a little bit to create this product and be able to negotiate that onto the Whole Foods floor. Like what needed to happen for that to happen?
Right. Yeah. So really it's been about a 3.5, 4-year process from when we first started doing those recipes.
Wow.
And I would say the first year was a lot of R&D on creating the recipe itself. And it's so different from making something in your kitchen and being able to actually commercialize and scale it and have it sit on a shelf for up to a year. And so, yeah, the first year was really a lot of R&D work around that, a lot of testing, a lot of events, getting customer feedback. And then year 2 was we first started selling into some independents and getting packaging, what that's like, what's a UPC code, learnings like that. And then year 3 was really refining that, positioning, thinking about everything we've heard from all of our customers, what they want to see change, what doesn't work for them, continually refining that. And then really the 3rd year was when I started to get serious. I realized that, you know, it was just myself doing everything, producing it, selling it, delivering it, finances, all of that. And it's just been so bootstrapped. So we've never had money. And I was thinking like, you know, trying to manage 50 independents is really, really difficult. And it would be easier and better and more efficient for the business if I could focus on one larger retailer and really channel all of our resources that way. And so, especially with wanting to grow the business and looking for a future investment, we kind of knew Whole Foods would really be the best partner to kind of showcase this product. So yeah, it was many emails to the buyers, and they're so busy. They are slammed, as you can imagine. All the people starting brands these days, everyone wants their product in Whole Foods. So they get, I would think, thousands of emails a day. So it's very rare that you would ever get a response. So, you know, it was communicated to me, just keep persistence. You're not annoying. Just keep trying. Send a new thought every time. And kind of did that. And then one of my friends has a beverage company and he was already selling in Whole Foods. So he was kind and actually pulled me into his review meeting so that I could get introduced to the buyer and kind of knock out, you know, 2 birds, 1 stone.
Wow.
So I slid in that way and got to meet the buyer, introduce our product. And then I ended up getting accepted into an accelerator program here in Chicago. And through that, some of the local Whole Foods buyers would come in and present at one of our classes. And so I got to have exposure to them kind of one more time to really remind them that we exist. We really want to get onto your shelves. We've had the meeting. We're just kind of waiting on that follow-up. And so I think, you know, it was a community effort for sure. It was my friend that offered to pull us into their meeting, and then being in that accelerator and having them come through the exposure there was really what kind of finalized that deal. So all in all, about a 1.5 years worth of consistent focus to get onto those shelves.
Yeah. And it sounds like very rewarding, consistent focus, really planting that seed, nourishing it, watering it with just yourself, with good food, with concentration, with building relationships and networking to the point where all of a sudden the world presented you with an opportunity to slide into a meeting to talk. That's how I met you. I slid into your DMs. I was like, hey, girl, I freaking love your product. I gotta talk to you. That's how it happened.
Yeah, I think it's about that. It's building the right network and really putting that intention out there of what you're trying to do. And I think everyone does want to help, no question.
Yeah.
Especially in the entrepreneurial world, I've found everyone is so supportive of one another that it was just kind of about putting myself out there, which is uncomfortable. I'm an introvert, so it's just been a huge learning process.
Amazing. When you say we, do you have a team? Like, who's on your team?
Yeah, that's a great question. I say we, and typically no, it's just myself. I think that's like a habit. I've gotten into talking about the brand. I never like it's just like it's all about me, so I say we.
Yeah.
But no, as of very recently, I did hire a full-time head of production, so I'm no longer the one specifically making it. We still make everything in-house, but he really runs that whole side. And then we have a delivery driver now, so I'm not the one out every day stocking the shelves. And then we have a great team of brand ambassadors that run a handful of our demos at the stores.
That is amazing. I love that approach, because it is, at the end of the day, getting the product into the customer's hands, meeting them right when they walking in. You got to try this.
Yeah.
You just try this bad boy one time. I swear, ultimate change right there.
Right. Yeah, it is so helpful. I really think, Harmless Harvest is another brand that I've seen that their product integrity is just so high.
Oh yeah.
And it's that experience of what it is to taste it. Like their coconut water tastes just like the real thing, and I've never seen a coconut water that tastes like the real thing. And I'm willing to pay for that because of it. But again, unless I had tried it up front, I don't know if I ever would have necessarily made the leap. And so we really feel like, it's really important that people get to try this and really interact with us and understand what the true added benefits really are.
Yeah, 100%. I love all the ingredients, super fresh. It is made from that coconut meat.
Yeah.
Right? Which coconut meat is so much energy in there. It really is.
Yeah.
And food is fuel.
Right. Ton of fiber, electrolytes in there, tons of nutrients. So, and another really important thing about what we do is that, we source everything raw, but our processing these days, basically everything in a package in the center of the store is manufactured, and they use heat, which destroys almost all the micronutrients. Yeah. So everyone's really focused on the macronutrients of calories, fat, but for us, it's more about that micronutrient content and making sure that we're not destroying that through our manufacturing process. So we're really careful to operate at very low temperatures to make sure that these are really bioavailable to the end consumers, and that, using medicinal mushrooms, you're gonna get the benefit from it. We're really careful with all of our sourcing and making sure that the potencies that we're providing are beneficial to people and not just, for flavor alone.
Yeah. That is amazing. I'm truly feeling incredible to have you on here. This is the true definition of keep the beat, right? When I embarked on this, I'm like, I just want to keep the beat going. Like this energy surrounding this brand, this whole thing we're talking about right here is like, that's the thing, just keeping that going, fueling it, continuing to include all the good stuff, to crowd out the bad stuff, start to pave the way to the life that you want to live by doing the things that you want to do. You want to do this for me, negotiate that, ask and receive, right? Ask that of yourself, and then just show up and just do that day in, day out. And then 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Yeah, it was 4 years till it's to the shelf, but you get to do that. That was something you got to do.
Right. Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. I'm blown away. I think, so is there anything that you would like to say, or any additional support that I can lend to the growth of this? Because I love the product and I want to get it in as many people's hands as possible, because I truly believe in it.
Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, I think, for us, the biggest thing is really brand awareness and just telling everyone that to check it out. I think, it looks different on shelves. It's a slightly higher price point. I think that's tough for us to get a lot of, first-time trial of just people walking down the aisle. So it really helps so much to have referrals and people, also we work with a lot of nutritionists and yoga teachers and people in the wellness community. So anyone that has this level of, credibility behind them in the space does a world of difference for us when it comes to referring people and having them feel confident enough to try it. So really sharing it with everyone is the most helpful thing for us at this stage.
That is amazing. I love what you said. First time trial, walking down the aisle. Yeah. That was amazing. I mean, the packaging is so cool. It's like really cute, actually. Like it catches my eye. And seeing the product right from the packaging alone, I generally I avoid judging a book by its cover, but I saw your stuff and I'm like, I gotta try that. I gotta get that. Right? Oh my gosh. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, I felt like we needed to do something a little bit different, you know, to be such a small early stage brand, to make a wave in the category. It would be really hard to communicate all of our differentiators on the front of that pack for people to read and notice. So what is the only other way we can stand out would be to really change the shape of what people are looking at. And so there's definitely operational and logistical challenges with working with something so different than the category norm, but we feel like it's important, and for that whole product experience, every touch point to be something that's really thoughtful and intentional was, a big driver for that choice.
Wow. You're so thoughtful and intentional. Everything you say is like so fluid. Like you're flowing right now. Like, and also you're glowing. For those that are be watching on video, like you're straight up. I love it.
It's just all of that gelato, you know, it does.
It really is. Actually, I'm gonna run out and go grab some because you know it is Friday. Right, and we just continue to add in all the good stuff.
Right.
That's one of them.
Right.
Paving the way in a category that could be deemed as oversaturated with dairy and freaking sugar. And here comes yours, like paving its own way. Like, you know what? We're here to stay. Putting our stake in the grass. Yeah, we're freaking expensive, but you get what you pay for, right? And we only want to cater to those people that can actually get this, because I can understand the life you're living already. One of just nourishment, happiness, you know, and activating that appreciation.
Yeah, and you know, one of the biggest things is that what I've noticed more and more is as the generations go on, we're allocating our spend differently. So while things might be more expensive, you know, I myself have no money. I'm an entrepreneur. I haven't made a salary in 4 years, and I still buy Harmless Harvest and all these other products because I don't go out to eat. I don't go out to drink. I don't spend money on living alone for rent. And you know, I think that the people that go for these products are not richer. They're just allocating their funds differently based on priorities. So that's exciting to see as well.
Wow, you like knocked it out of the park again. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Really, I've met so many different people. I mean, honestly, people working at nonprofit yoga studio. It's so clear that it's across the board that if it resonates, that's how people allocate their money. That's how they choose to do it. And if they have to, they'll sacrifice somewhere else. That doesn't matter as much.
Oh my gosh, so true. I do this thing called Sales of the Week. I just go down there and get all the sales and I post it up there. And some people, I get messages like, dude, why are you buying that? It's so expensive. Like to other products. I'm just like, I honestly don't even look at the price, right? It's just like, I just want to try it.
Right.
That's
I'm the same.
I was just gonna say, that's the kind of life I'm living. Like, it's just like, you just go with the flow, go with the feeling, right? If it resonates with you, it's gonna come back to you tenfold. Your cells are gonna rejoice in the experience. Then all of a sudden, you're just gonna keep producing what you want, you know? And I want delicious, sacred serve chocolate chaga ice cream gelato. Okay, it's gelato, right?
Gelato, yeah.
It's homemade gelato. All right, are you able to ship this everywhere? How do you get it to people from all over?
We very recently started shipping, so we have that available on our website right now. And we also, it's been funny, so we have a little single serve size, which I know people would argue the size in Whole Foods right now is technically a single serve for them. But we do make a slightly smaller one, and it's been funny to see that even people in Chicago who can just go get it at Whole Foods are still ordering off the website because they want the minis. And so I think it has its own application. It's a little portion control, and also, it's a nice experience because once you kind of melt ice cream and refreeze it, the texture is never really the same.
Oh, yeah.
So with these minis, you just get the perfect texture every time. You can get a couple different flavors. So, yeah, it's been cool to see people picking those up too.
Oh, there you have it. There you have, like, just get online, place an order. I guarantee it, right? If there's any returns, like, I'm gonna pay for it because that's how much I believe in this thing.
Yeah.
It is amazing. And you're amazing.
So are you.
Yeah. I think for the sake of time, because I got to get to another session, but thoroughly enjoyed this.
Yes,
Super
me as well.
uplifting.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was great to really connect, to energize what we're both doing, right? Which is just again drawing awareness to what we do have, which is our health and our happiness. And it
Yeah.
starts with putting that, choosing what you put into your body. And again, it just starts with listening to your body, right? Because it's been this way, it doesn't have to stay this way. It's up to you. It's your
Right.
choice.
Right. Exactly.
That's it. I think let's take a deep inhale. Let's namaste on that, okay? So deep inhale. Exhale your air. Another deep inhale. Sit up as tall as you can. Breathe up into the backs of your shoulders. Deep exhale. And we'll close out together. Thank you so much, Kailey with Secret Serve, for joining us today. Your joy, your laughter, your energy goes such a long way. It is felt, and we appreciate you so freaking much. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you so much for your time. This was
That
wonderful.
was awesome.